All right. Hello. I hope I'm live. I'm not any kind of vlogger or internet sensation, so I'm not quite sure how to do this, but we'll give it a go. So, hi, my name's Clara. I am a handler, a part of the St. John Ambulance Therapy dog teams, and this is Milo. Here, buddy. Um, Yeah, so this is Milo. He is a black and tan coonhound. He's 7 years old. Oh, good sit. And he is extremely excited today because we are going to be going over some of his favorite tricks because we like to keep him both physically and mentally really engaged just to kind of round him out and keep him happy and keep his mental state in a very good and positive place, which I think is really important for all of us right now, just with everything that's going on. So yeah, he is a black and tan coonhound, not too common of a breed, but a very good boy. I've had him since he was a puppy, and I mean, yeah, the big ears and the droopy jowls kind of speak for themselves. Sit. Good, sit. You'll probably see me wipe his jowls a couple times throughout this video, just because he will start drooling a lot. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to show some of his tricks. He's a bit of a circus monkey. He likes to get some treats. We'll start with his audio cues, and then we'll see if he's got his thinking ears on and maybe move on to just more visual cues, which he's been learning. So he's already sitting. Good boy. High five. Oh, good. Other high five. Yeah. Good boy. Paw. Paw. Oh, very nice. Other paw. Very good. Thank you. I will try to look at these comments every once in a while. Not 100% sure if I'll be able to keep an eye on them, but I'll make sure to go over them at the end if anyone has any questions. So, sorry, I didn't explain, but what we just did was a high five on each side and then we'll shake a paw. Okay, spin. Good, spin. And bow. Good boy. So as you can see, or maybe not, he's already getting a little drooly. He is very food motivated, which I think makes it a little easier to train him. Sit, stay, gentle, good boy. One thing I'll actually note is when I trained him, I always put a lot of emphasis on him taking treats gently, just because we never really, like, I didn't get him with the intent of him becoming a therapy dog. It's great that he did, but I always think in general it's really important for dogs to be gentle with food, and especially with our therapy dogs. Down, stay. Oh, good boy. Yeah, good. Up, up. Yes. Good. Spin. Good. Back. Go back. Thank you. Okay, sit. Sit. Oh, good. Sit. Bark. 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 Good boy. He's a little shy about barking, but he does this little, he mouths it and whispers for me. So we're going to try doing just visual cues. So I'm going to stop speaking for a moment here. He's definitely really motivated today. He's doing all these tricks without much encouragement. Good boy. Oh, there you go. There you go. Good. Good boy. Oh, yeah, I know. Good boy. So a little bit about Milo and his training. So I'm not any kind of dog trainer or anything. I just really enjoy working with him. And I think it's a good way for us to connect together. And he's just always been very intuitive, very smart, very capable, like all dogs. And so we essentially, whenever we're a little bit bored, we learn a new trick. So you saw him spin a couple times. That's probably his newest trick, and he is 7. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. So it's kind of proof that old dogs can learn new tricks. They're never too old to learn, which is great news because as cute and, as many of you know, as lazy as Milo can be, they definitely still need to be engaged and they still need something to look forward to. So these days we've been going on a lot of walks outside, enjoying the sunshine, which has been great. He's been napping as much as usual, and we've probably been doing a little bit more trick training than we used to while we would still be doing other things like visiting. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I mentioned. We usually go to visit the University of Saskatchewan and Calder Center, so some of you guys might recognize us. But we are a fairly new team. We just got into the program in September, so it's been a little bit of a shorter run for us, but very, very good. We've really been enjoying it, and Milo loves meeting new people. He's looking at me expectantly for more treats, just because I have his little dish out. And if anyone's curious, I do just train him with his normal kibble. He has a bit of a sensitive stomach, so we don't like to change up his diet too much. And I've never found that to be a problem for motivation or anything, if that's a question anyone has. But yeah, beyond doing a little bit of training every couple days and going for lots of walks and just kind of hanging out, Milo just sleeps all day, which makes it pretty easy to take care of him in that way. He's really, really good roommate. Yeah, good boy. What up? Down. Down. Oh, very nice. Thank you. Very good. But yeah, I think that's kind of everything he would know how to do in terms of tricks. Let me just take a check on what the comments are saying. Okay, sorry. So I've been missing a couple comments here. So his favorite treat, well, I'm sure I'm sure he would have other treats that he really likes, but like I mentioned, we do just stick to his kibble, and he does seem to enjoy that. But I'm sure if I brought something out like cheese or chicken, he would go over the moon for that. Thank you. He is a very good and smart boy. And teaching him something new. Okay, so he probably takes, I kind of go with like about 7 good repetitions. And he would probably take to a trick pretty easily that way. I always start with a verbal cue and the hand signal at the same time. So then I slowly let go of the verbal cue, and then he can start just watching for my hand signals or other visual cues. I am quite a believer in just visual and less auditory cues sometimes, because sometimes you can't be heard, or you just can't be heard, or they just may not be listening for you, but they can see you. So I do believe that having multiple methods of communicating with them is really important. He does have an extremely sensitive nose, and it's massive. It gets into a fair bit of trouble, especially as a puppy. He got himself into a couple into a couple holes, quite literally sometimes. But we do actually sometimes play a game that I haven't set up today because I didn't think about it. But we set down some cloths and I hide some of his kibble underneath, and then I let him kind of sniff out which cloths will have kibble. And that just is another game and another way to use his nose and engage his brain so that it breaks up his day a little and he's not too bored. His favorite activity. So his favorite activity is definitely sleeping. But beyond that, he loves going for a good long walk, preferably off leash, because then he gets to let that nose go and he gets to have some freedom that he's not, they're just a little bit more restricted on a leash just because physically. He is not much of a swimmer. He will wade in to about his elbows, and then he's comfortable there, and that's all right. We let him do what he's comfortable with. And but I think he does like going into the water. I just don't think he's quite figured out swimming. And yeah, I believe I've covered all the questions. And to be very honest, he probably will just go for a nap pretty quick here because we've made him work for a good 5-10 minutes. But we hope that everyone is staying safe, happy, and healthy out there. And we hope to see everyone soon. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope it was kind of fun seeing him. Bye.